Okay, so welcome, to our deep dive. And today we're going to be looking at March 5th, 2025. So next year.
Ooh, exciting.
I know, right? And we've got a very interesting source that we're going to kind of go over today,
Uh-huh.
which is this excerpt from Astrology du Jour, 5 Mars 2025.
Teachy.
I know, right? It's
Yeah.
very French, very chic, and it's from this website, Tarot by High C.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
and this article, talks about all these planetary aspects that are going to be super active on this day.
mm-hmm.
And one thing that kind of jumps out is this idea that communication is going to be really powerful on March 5th.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, have you ever felt that, where the stars just seem to align
Oh, yeah.
for important conversations?
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Like you just feel it in the air.
It's like the universe is okay.
It's time to talk.
Yes, exactly.
Let's have these conversations.
But that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this article.
I'm intrigued. Let's dive in.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, when we talk about communication in astrology, we often look to the planet Mercury and, where Mercury is, what sign it's in,
Right.
all of that jazz. And in this case, on March 5th, the moon is going to be in Gemini.
Okay.
And Gemini is all about, you guessed it, communication.
Okay. Makes
So
sense.
right away, that's a big clue that words, ideas, all of that is going to be flowing. And, Geminis are curious. They love to chat.
Oh, yeah. Always chatting.
So, could be a lot of back and forth dialogue happening on this day.
Okay. Got it. So lots of talking, lots of ideas bouncing around.
Exactly.
Interesting. But I got to ask, sometimes when I read about astrology, I get a little tripped up on the lingo.
Oh, I hear you.
What is a sextile?
No, that's a good question.
Because, this source mentions Mercury sextile Pluto.
Right.
And I'm okay, what does that even mean?
So basically a sextile, it's like a, astrological high five.
Yeah.
It's a 60-degree angle between planets.
Uh-huh.
And it suggests a harmonious connection. So you've got Mercury, the messenger planet, right? The planet of communication thinking.
Right.
And then you've got Pluto, the planet of depth transformation.
Ooh. Intense.
Right. And when they're in a sextile, it's they're working together.
I see.
They're supporting each other.
So it's like a power couple of planets.
Exactly. And the source mentions, sharp minds, deep conversations.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the kind of energy we're talking about.
So, okay, big picture. What does this cosmic team up actually, mean for us down here on planet Earth?
So think about it like this, with Mercury and Pluto working together, our communication, it's not just about surface level chit chat.
Right.
We're going deep.
Okay.
We're having those conversations that really matter.
Real talk.
Real talk, exactly. And, this sextile, it can also enhance our strategic thinking.
Interesting.
Our ability to analyze situations, to come up with plans.
Well, a good day for problem solving.
Absolutely. And there's this potential for revelations too.
Revelations.
Things could be revealed that we weren't even aware of before.
Okay, so it's deep conversations, strategic thinking, and aha moments.
Exactly, you got it.
Okay, that sounds pretty intense.
It can be.
I mean, I'm already someone who can overthink things.
Uh-huh.
So was there a risk of getting too lost in my head with all this mental energy?
That's a really good point. And actually the source does caution against getting too wrapped up in our own opinions.
Okay, so a little bit of a warning there.
Yeah, finding that balance between really going deep, but also not getting stuck
Right.
in our own little mental bubbles.
So how do we kind of navigate that? How do we harness this energy without going overboard?
Well, the source emphasizes honesty and directness in communication.
Okay, so being straightforward.
Yeah, and being willing to listen to other perspectives.
Right.
And the source also mentions knowing when to let certain things go.
Okay, so picking your battles.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's more important to just let go of the need to be right.
To just agree to disagree.
Exactly. And to focus on finding common ground.
I like that.
It reminds me of that saying clarity is kind, but cruelty is unnecessary.
Ooh, that's good.
You can be assertive without being aggressive.
Yeah, I love that. So speak your truth, but don't be a jerk about it.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. So we've got this potent day for communication, right?
Yeah.
We can have these deep conversations. We can be strategic. We might have these breakthroughs.
Uh-huh.
But we also need to be mindful of not getting too stuck in our own heads.
Right.
So for our listeners, if March 5th is going to be this powerful day, What should we be focusing on?
I think the big question here is what conversation or what thought process will you prioritize on this day?
Wow. That's a really good question to think about.
Yeah, what's the most important thing that you need to communicate or like work through mentally?
Yeah, that's deep.
So yeah, I mean, if you're like really into this whole astrology thing, definitely check out the full article, Astrology du Jour, 5 Mars 2025. It's on the Tarot by High C website.
Yes, go check it out. And even more than that, I encourage you to like really pay attention to how these themes of communication and strategy and revelation,
Oh, yeah.
like how they show up in your own life on March 5th.
Like turn it into an experiment.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
really.
Like observe what happens.
See what unfolds.
Totally.
It's fascinating.
And here's like one final thought to kind of leave you with.
Okay.
Do you think that embracing like honest and direct communication, even when it's hard,
Yeah.
could actually lead to like unexpected personal growth?
It's a great question and, one that we can all ponder.
Yeah, something to think about.
Food for thought.
Exactly. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, we'll see you next time. Happy diving.
Bye.